every student of graduation cannot go for a 4-year undergraduate program. If he does with 4 years, it will be known as a degree with honors or a degree with research. If a child has interest in music or dance or photography or any other area of interest, he can opt for open electives from that domain also. And this is the third policy which outlines the roadmap of the government, that how the government is going to take education forward for the young generation.
So if I talk about it in a Gen Z term, it's like a Netflix, we can binge, repeat and resume.
So maybe the new generation would be able to associate with this in a better manner.
Welcome to the Kalinga podcast, where we untangle the chaos. Today we have gathered here to discuss about the most trending and confusing topic among the students, which is New Education Policy NEP 2020. And for that, we are really happy that we have Dr. Sandeep Gandhi, sir, the Registrar of Kalinga University with us, who helps us in making things easier to understand. Hello sir, good evening. How are you?
Thank you ma'am. Thank you for inviting me for the show.
Sir, what is NEP? Like being a student, I really want to know what is it about.
See, every government has an agenda. Every policy has a policy document. So similarly, to shape the future of the young generation of the country, the government has come up with the National Education Policy. This is actually the third education policy for the country. The first policy came out in 1968. The second policy came out in 1986. And this is the third policy which outlines the roadmap of the government, that how the government is going to take education forward for the young generation. There are very big changes which have been proposed in this education policy. As we discuss, we'll elaborate on these changes one by one.
Sure, sir. So, like there are lots of reforms about the NEP. So, what are those?
See, if we look at NEP in totality, we just don't focus on the higher education segment. If we start looking at the foundation stage, so please understand that in urban India, we had the concept of nursery, lower KG, upper KG, then class 1 and class 2 and onwards. But in rural India, education used to start directly from class 1. There was no concept like nursery, lower KG or upper KG. So the government has changed the pattern of education at the school level from 10+2 level to a more segmented level known as 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. In this pattern, the 5 years are of elementary education. In rural schools also, now the government has introduced the concept of Anganwadis, the concept of preschools, and now there will be 3 classes before class 1. Okay. Just like modern schools, like urban schools, even in village schools, there will be preparatory classes, or you can call them nursery, lower KG and upper KG, and then the child will move to class 1 and 2. So these 5 years of elementary education will then lead the child to the next 3 years, class 3, 4 and 5. Then again next 3 years, 6, 7, 8, and then the last 4 years, class 9, 10, 11, 12. So from a system of 10+2 education, we have moved to 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4.
Sir, I myself have studied from a government school and I have started my education from class 1 only. So it's really insightful that people going to get previously educated because of all this. So like as a student, I've always felt that education always talk about us, but not to the students. So do you really think NEP is changing all this, or it's just a big policy on the paper?
No, the fundamental concept at higher education level is very different. Till now, suppose a child has opted for getting educated in the field of law. So he was studying all subjects related to only law. But now the government has introduced the concept of optional papers, that he has to have 75% core subjects from his domain and 25% papers he can opt from the big list of electives. For example, if a child has interest in music or dance or photography or cooking or any other area of interest, he can opt for open electives from that domain also. So this actually gives lot of creativity and lot of scope for the student to explore other areas. For example, a pharmacy student is interested in learning little bit about law, or a law student is interested about learning financial accounting. So now these options are available. Okay. Secondly, there is another fundamental change which has come in the higher education sector, that now there is a concept of multiple entry and multiple exit. Multiple exit means that till now, if somebody used to drop out of college after, say, doing BA first year, he used to remain stuck at that level of education throughout his life. But now, if suppose someone has to take a break due to any reason, a girl gets married, or a boy has to take care of family business, or has to take up a job due to some financial issue in the family, he can come back into the mainstream through a multiple entry. After doing first year, he can pass out with a certificate, then he can come back again, he can do a diploma, an advanced diploma, and then he can get his degree finally. Another fundamental change which has happened is that the undergraduate program, which was mostly of 3 years, is now available in 2 variants. A person can do undergraduation either with 3 years or with 4 years. If he does with 4 years, it will be known as a degree with honors or a degree with research.
So, sir, like me being a student, I've had this confusion, like, is the 4th year really necessary or is just optional? Like, what are the benefits I'm going to get?
See, there are multiple benefits of going for a 4-year undergraduation, but before we come to the advantages, we must first understand the eligibility. Every student of graduation cannot go for a 4-year undergraduate program. Only students who score consistently good marks and have a minimum CGPA of 7.5, or if we talk in percentage terms, if the student scores at least 75%, only then he can opt for the 4th year of undergraduate program. So the first thing is that the eligibility should be there. Now if we talk about the advantages, if a student completes a 4-year undergraduate program, he is eligible to take up admission in PhD without doing a master's. So actually just by putting in 1 year, he's not losing 1 year, he's actually gaining 1 year. That after doing a 4-year BA program and scoring 75% overall, he can directly go for admission in PhD. So that is the biggest advantage.
Sir, actually also there's a lot of the buzz going around about the ABC, Academic Bank of Credits. So is it like a UPI wallet of education or something like that?
You have very beautifully put it. That is exactly what the government is proposing and has started implementing. Now the onus is not just on getting marks in the examinations. It is on accumulating credits. For example, in BA first year or BBA first year or BCom first year, the student needs to earn at least 40 credits.
Okay.
And those 40 credits need not come from the core subjects. He can accumulate credits from other departments of the same institution. He can also earn those credits from other institutions of the same state, and he can even earn those credits from online sources. Up to 40% of the credits can be accumulated from online methods of education.
Like the websites like Coursera, Udemy, we can...
No. The government currently is encouraging only the government portals like Swayam and NPTEL. Okay. But they have given functional autonomy to the universities to come up with a basket of online resources which are acceptable in that particular university. So maybe one university might accept Coursera, another might not accept. Similarly, organizations like NASSCOM, organizations like EduSkills, they are also offering online courses. It is up to the university to pass a resolution in their Board of Studies and Academic Council and then offer a basket of online resources from which a child can choose and accumulate the credits.
Okay, like I can collect credits from the selected resources by the university approvals.
Yes.
Okay, and sir, I have a question, like how are we going to utilize it? Like how we are going to use those credits?
See, for example, if you are studying, you have taken admission in, say, X university. You complete your first year from there, and then due to any reason, maybe your parents get transferred or you decide to move out to a different city. Till the implementation of NEP, you were stuck to that institution till you complete your graduation or any other course. But now, if you have accumulated 40 credits in your ABC account, you can take a break from that college and you can move to another college, whether within the state or any other state where NEP has been implemented. So you can carry your credits just like you carry your wallet with you. You can carry your credits and move to another organization.
Okay, so this is how it actually functions.
Yes.
So like there are lots of difficult words which are not that much familiar to the students, like STEM, multidisciplinary, multiple entry exit, and holistic development. So how can we summarize all these difficult words in simple line to make it understandable for the students?
See, in simple terms, it is that the focus till now, before NEP, was only on academic results. Parents were also always talking to children in terms of percentage of marks. In class 11, 12, they are just hankering that you should get 90%, 95%. children have different kind of abilities. Someone might be very good in academics, but someone might be excellent in sports. There could be someone else who is excellent in dance. Somebody is good in music. Somebody might be good in some other personality trait. So now there are credits for all such activities. So the focus has shifted from academic excellence to all-round holistic development of the personality of the student. It is not limited only to academic brilliance. If you are a good sportsman, you can pick up courses related to sports science. That can give you the credits, and still you can do a degree in law or a degree in commerce. So this kind of multiple opportunity option was not available earlier, which is now available to the student community.
And sir, one more doubt is like engineering is already a 4-year course.
Yes.
Similarly, if I'm pursuing BLLB or BBLLB, it's already 5 years.
Correct.
So NEP is going to be implemented in those courses as well?
As of now, the courses run by the Bar Council of India, the courses run by National Council for Teacher Education, courses under All India Council for Technical Education, and courses of Pharmacy Council have not integrated NEP fully. They have shared their consent, they have shared their commitment towards NEP, but primarily the NEP has been started with science, commerce, arts, and information technology. These are the 4 functional areas where NEP has started showing very good results. And slowly these will be implemented in the remaining subject areas also.
As you've mentioned that I can get credits of 20% from optional, like we will be having some electives we can choose apart from our course. I'm really curious about to know that how is it possible to study psychology and do coding at the same time? Like, is it going to hamper us?
No, it is not going to hamper. It is actually going to add another skill to your portfolio. If suppose you are doing a course in psychology, you are enrolled for a BA program, but you understand that now there is a lot of importance to information technology, and you pick up an elective from the IT domain. So that will add to your CV. You will become more employable, you will become more knowledgeable, and you will be able to secure a better job or a better opportunity for yourself based on the additional skills that you have learned by taking up that extra course.
Okay, it's really interesting. Like, I was confused. Me being a student, I'm really fragile to handle my curriculum only. Now, when I have heard that we are going to have some optionals from other departments, like I am from the commerce, I can study arts, I can do in science. So that was really complicated for me. Thank you so much for making it easier for us.
Apart from regular core subjects, if suppose you have a hobby in which there is a course available, for example, you might be pursuing a BCom course, but you have interest in photography, or you have interest in yoga, or you have interest in the Indian culture. Maybe you are not a student of history, but you have interest in the Indian culture, Indian mythology, Indian customs. You can take up a course in Indian culture along with your other commerce subjects. And similarly, as a lot of international students come to India, they come for doing their professional courses. But they have a lot of curiosity about many things in India. So they can pick up elective courses related to that particular domain. And similarly, you can pick up foreign languages also as an elective subject. If suppose you are studying BCom and in your department French or Spanish or German is not offered, you can pick up a course related to these foreign languages through the electives, or you can even take up an online course of a foreign language, and the credits of that online course can be integrated into your academic bank of credits.
Okay.
So now the government has opened up a lot of opportunities, lot of doors for the students. It is up to the students to take advantage of the facilities that have been given to them.
That's quite insightful. Sir, I want to know that how's NEP is growing in Kalinga?
See, in Chhattisgarh, the implementation of NEP was announced in the year 2024, and Kalinga was one of the foremost universities to accept the changes which have been rolled out in NEP. We have already implemented all the basic criteria of NEP. Like NEP also talks about a choice-based credit system that has been implemented. Open electives cutting across domains have been offered. Multiple entry, multiple exit, these have been offered. And we are trying to increase the basket of open electives. We have recently signed an MOU with NASSCOM, through which our students will be able to get open elective courses related to IT sector, which will be mentored by the IT giants like Microsoft, like Google, like Amazon, through the banner of NASSCOM. Similarly, we have tied up with various other similar organizations, and we are rolling out new courses, new baskets with every passing session.
Sir, we have lots of centers of excellence at our university. So does they align with NEP?
Yes, because NEP talks about multi-dimensional development of the personality of a student. If suppose a commerce student is interested in Internet of Things, or if a science student is interested in understanding about electric vehicles, so they can pick up some electives from these centers of excellence also. As you might be aware, at Kalinga University, we have 7 different kinds of centers of excellence, which are focusing not just on hardcore professional skills, but also on soft skills, on IT skills. So these options are now available to the student community. It's up to the student community how to get benefited out of it.
Okay. So there are lots of pressure about marks, percentages, GPA, CGPA and everything. So NEP is taking the weight off a little bit.
Yes, NEP is offering you a lot of relief. Like suppose a student of commerce was earlier studying only subjects related to commerce and accounting, but now he has the option to take up some subjects from different domains. So that releases some pressure from him, and he is also able to pick up some other skill, some other knowledge from a different domain. So he is actually augmenting his CV and becoming more job ready, more industry ready, and more employable. So ultimately, this will improve the overall quality system of the institutions.
Okay.
So that will be a major difference. And institutions who are not fast to adapt to the changes, they will slowly see a decline in enrollments. NEP also talks about another very interesting concept, which is not for students, it is basically for institutions. They talk about the concept of a meta university. They also talk about sharing resources between universities. For example, suppose there is a scientific instrument which is not available in a particular university, but say it is available in IIT or NIT. So the students of another university can go to IIT and NIT if that institution signs an MOU of understanding with IIT, and they can go and do one particular experiment there and come back to their parent institution and complete their courses from there. So the government is saying that it is not essential for every institution to create every facility on its own campus. They are talking about sharing academic resources. They are talking about a cluster of educational institutions which can come together and form a meta university. So these are very revolutionary concepts. Once the whole system is rolled out, you will find a sea change in the quality of education in the country.
Okay. It's really crazy that we can just go to, like I can go to HNLU to have some expert sessions, and HLU students can come to Kalinga to gain something.
And that will be done holistically. So these concepts are very new. Plus NEP has also opened up the education sector, especially the higher education sector, to international players also. They have permitted setting up of campuses of foreign universities in India. This was not permitted earlier. Earlier, India was permitting only twinning programs. That suppose you are enrolled for a BTech program, you do 2 years of education in India, and then for 2 years you go to Europe. And the degree used to be awarded from the European university because the Indian government was not permitting this. But now, after NEP, the things have changed. International universities have started coming in and have started opening centers, their campuses within India. So this is also going to change the education landscape in a very big way. And this is also going to save precious foreign exchange for the country. Because if suppose a child used to go to US or UK for education, he used to convert the rupees into euros or pounds or dollars. But now if the campus is in India, he can pay the fees in Indian rupees. So the government also saves precious foreign exchange. And the same level of education for which the child was going to a foreign country is now available at our own doorstep. There is no cost of travel, no cost of exorbitant rents and other expenses which are associated in living abroad. So that is also going to reshape the scenario of education in the country.
Sir, I would like to request you to please elaborate me on the multiple entry and exit. Like, ये सुने हैं हम कि एक साल में we will get a diploma. Then if I'm completing 2 years, then I will get something else, certification. So how does this work?
See, this works like that, as I easily explained earlier also. If suppose after BA first year, you need to take a break and you leave your education. What was your qualification under the old regime? You were always known as a 12th pass or a BCom first year pass student. But now the scenario has changed. Now you will be called that you have a diploma of commerce. After 2 years, you have an advanced diploma of commerce. You can take a break after first year. After 1 year, you can come back, complete your advanced diploma, take another break, come back and complete your degree. This flexibility was not there earlier.
Okay.
So this is multiple entry and this is multiple exit.
Okay. So if I talk about it in a Gen Z term, it's like a Netflix. We can binge, repeat, and resume.
This is a new terminology for me.
Okay.
So maybe the new generation would be able to associate with this in a better manner.
Okay.
So I would not comment on this.
Okay, sir. Like there are lots of job opportunities as well. As you've mentioned that I can gain some additional skills by if I'm studying psychology, I can do coding. If I'm from science, I can learn financial accounting and something like that. So how is it going to be implemented in the student's life? Like they're going to be more ready and more confident about jobs.
No, it's not just about jobs. It's about your hobbies also. It's about your passion also. If suppose you are pursuing a BCom degree, but you are a good artist, you love to paint, but there was no formal opportunity for you to take up painting as a subject. But now under NEP it is possible. If you have a passion for music, if you have a passion for dancing, if you suppose you want to learn classical Indian dance, you can take up a short-term course and the credits of that course can be added to your BCom degree. So it's not just about becoming job ready. It's also about exploring your passion, learning new skills, learning skills that are of interest to you. Both kind of opportunities are available for your personality development as well as for your employment enhancement.
Okay. What's the one thing you wish that NEP had, but it doesn't have anything?
The only issue with NEP is that different states are having different rollout calendars for NEP. Like even today, there are some states in India who have not accepted NEP. They are still working on the previous model of education only, whereas some states took a lead in implementing NEP. As you might be aware, the Constitution of India places education under the concurrent list, which means both the central government and the state government have authority over educational matters. You might be aware there are central universities. Even in Chhattisgarh, we have a central university at Bilaspur, and then there are state universities. So, education is controlled by the states as well as center. This in the legal terms is known as it is part of the concurrent list. So, to make NEP acceptable across all states of India, there should have been a rollout mechanism that it is rolled out simultaneously. But some states have missed that opportunity. Some states have still not embraced NEP. So that is one roadblock which needs to be addressed and taken care of.
I have heard this earlier from my father. Like previously, BCom was of 2 years, I guess.
There was a time when there used to be a class called pre-university, PUC. At that time, the degree course was just 2 years. There was a time when it was not even 10+2 system of education. After class 10, there used to be one PUC and then directly 3-year graduation. So there have been various kind of reforms in the education sector. If you talk about the American education system, there they have a concept called freshman year. When a child enrolls for graduation, sometimes he joins, suppose, an MBBS kind of program. But during the first year, he realizes that his potential is in becoming a lawyer. He can switch to law. So the freshman year is basically a kind of trailer of what he is going to learn in the coming 3 years. Different countries are following different structures. There's an interesting thing which I would like to share with you. A couple of years ago, Switzerland had completely done away with books. They had given tabs to their students in school level and they were teaching totally through tabs. But then they realized that the cognitive skills of the students are getting impacted. The writing skills are getting impacted. And there are a lot of divergence when a child is studying through a tab. Suppose he is researching on some topic related to his subject. He goes to the internet, he lands somewhere else. From there he shifts to some other area. From there he lands up at a social media platform. So the attention span was getting impacted. Now Switzerland has banned the tabs and has brought the textbooks back. So education is a very dynamic area. Every generation tries to implement different kind of changes. But as a country, I feel NEP is a blessing for the students, and it is also a wake-up call for the institutions who are not adapting to change.
Previously, there was not much about internship culture in India. Like students who are pursuing their degrees from abroad, they had better opportunities, like they can work as a part-timer or as a contract employees. So is NEP doing any kind of betterment in internships as well for the Indian students?
No, I would not give the credit of internships to NEP alone. Even before NEP, the Indian education sector had opened up to the concept. Like we have the concept of apprenticeship training, we have a concept of articleships, we have a concept of a lawyer learning from a law firm. So these concepts were already there. Even prior to NEP, children used to go for 6 months internship, or they used to go and work as article clerks under law firms. So that concept was already there. But yes, NEP has given more flexibility that students can now choose which area they wish to do an internship, and the credits of that internship can also be integrated in the academic bank of credits.
Okay, like we can have credits from doing internships as well?
If the university which is providing the degree accepts those credits. And recently there has been another very interesting change in the education sector. NCC, which was earlier just an optional subject, has now also got a credit assigned to it. So children who are pursuing NCC can take it as an elective subject, and they will get marks and credits for that subject also in their regular academic mark sheet. This was not the case earlier. The NCC cadets used to give a different exam, NCC B level exam, C level exam, but now along with B and C level exam, they get credits in their regular mark sheet also. So the education sector is moving very rapidly, it's moving in the right direction, and we hope to see a lot of positive outcome from the implementation of NEP.
Okay. Sir, if you had to give one solid piece of advice to the students, and parents are also confused about, like as a university, as a student, if I tell my parents that I'm going to pursue it for 4 years, like what would be the most easiest way to make them understand its importance?
See, the advantages are already inherent in a 4-year undergraduate program. As I mentioned earlier, by putting in 4 years, you are not putting one extra year. You are actually saving 1 year from your post-graduation. So if you work hard at undergraduate level, you can save time at the PG level. You can directly go for a PhD program, which is a very big relief. You need not do a PG at all. Do a 4-year graduation, directly enroll under PhD. So there you are saving full 2 years of a PG program. Although 1 year you have already invested in your UG, but if you still pursue, you want to pursue, you can do a 2-year PG also. That option is still available.
Okay.
And if suppose you do not score well in your 4-year undergraduate program, you are unable to score more than 75%, that route is still open. You can do a 2-year PG, and then you can do whatever else you wish to pursue. So this level of flexibility was never there in the country. This is a very good step for the student community. The parents should have faith and should trust the brains which are running the country, and they should follow the instructions given by the NEP committee.
Okay. Sir, if you were 19 years old and then NEP got implemented there, so what would have been your reaction?
See, that would have been beneficial for my career growth also. Like since I chose to become a professor, I had to do a PG, I had to do a PhD. So I could have saved 2 years of my life. I would have enrolled directly for a PhD program after my undergraduation. And when a student is regularly attending college, it is easier to do a PhD program also. Once you take a break from education, you pick up a job, then there are other responsibilities on you. You are responsible for the job, you are responsible for the commitments that you have towards whatever profession you are in, and it becomes difficult to pursue the PhD. But now if somebody does it in one stretch, it is easier and it is beneficial.
How should today's generation of students prepare themselves for the next move with these implementations rapidly?
They should pick up the areas of their interest, and they should also look at the areas which can get them better opportunities. Opportunities need not be related only to jobs. Opportunities can also be related to higher education. They can also be related to pursuing their hobbies and passion. So much variety of flexibility is available. Children should make the best use of these options and pick up courses which are going to be beneficial for them in the long run.
So, as Kalinga is a research-centric university, like we encourage students in their final year to prepare a research paper and publish it in good journals. So, इसमें NEP का भी implement के बाद, like we started implementing NEP at our university, तो उसके implementation के बाद research में और fluency आएगा students को, something like that.
See, in the 4-year undergraduate program, the 4th year is known as a degree with research or degree with honors. So that is inherently inbuilt into NEP. That in the 4th year, the focus is primarily on research methodology. The focus is more on empirical research, teaching students how to write review papers, teaching students how to carry out fundamental research, apply for intellectual property. All that is inherently inbuilt into the 4th year curriculum. So that will boost the overall research ecosystem of the country. You might be aware that even today, India ranks 3rd in terms of filing of patents. The highest patents are filed in the United States of America and the second highest in China. But even though we are third, we lag far behind them in the number of patents that are filed from India. Even though we are third globally, but there is a huge difference between the number of patents that we file and the number of patents that are filed by China and US. So having a research ecosystem in place will also help to bridge that gap. And our students will be able to file more patents, get more intellectual property listed in their names.
So like any sort of reaction you received from students, curious students about NEP, which is somewhere funny?
Yes, there are some misconceptions. Last year when NEP was implemented in Chhattisgarh, we saw a very strange outcome that enrollments in BA and BCom went down in the government universities because there was a lot of confusion and misapprehension among the students, especially the parents of girl students who were initially thinking that the girl will do a 3-year BA and then she will get married and settle off. By the time a child completes class 12, he is either 17 or 18, and they had this intention in mind that in the next 3 years she'll be 21 and she'll be then eligible for getting married. But when they realized that graduation is going to take 4 years, so that changed the outlook of some parents, and we saw a decline in the admissions in BA, BCom, BSc in government institutions. But now as things have started clearing up, that difference has vanished. People have understood 4-year undergraduation is not a compulsory thing, it's an option which they can exercise, and if they don't wish to exercise, they still get a graduation degree. And that graduation degree opens up doors for them to apply for UPSC, to apply for SSB, for railway recruitment exams. So those advantages are still there. So initially there was some misunderstanding and misapprehension, but now that has been sorted out.
It was my concern also, like after completing my 3 years, if I want to pursue, I had the CGPA of 7.5 and I want to pursue it, the 4th year also, but it's not very convenient to my family to give the fees of the 4th years also. So are there any kind of scholarship, like if I get 7.5%?
No, there are no scholarships.
Okay.
There are merit-based scholarships available in different institutions. They have their own scholarship policies, but under NEP, there is no specific provision that if you are doing a 4-year undergraduate, so the government or any other agency will step in to fund your education. That is not the case. If you have a sponsor already who is sponsoring you, who is helping you, there are scholarship schemes by the Chhattisgarh government, by the national government, by AICTE, various funding agencies. That support will continue to be there, but there will be no specific support for functioning for the 4th year, only because of NEP.
Okay, like if the student needs help, then only the university or the institutions?
No, that's not the point. If suppose you have completed 3 years without scholarship and then in the 4th year you come up with a request for scholarship, so there is no specific scheme under which you get scholarship only for 1 year.
Okay.
It's not like if you qualify the JRF, then you start getting financial support from the government. That is not the case for 4-year undergraduate program.
Okay, so it's completely up to you.
Yes.
Like it's a really vast chapter. NEP is very vast for students to understand also. So if you have to decode this in one sentence, like this is it, and it will hit the students, hit the parents, and hit the audience of ours. So what would it be?
India is rapidly moving forward to become a developed country. These sea changes in the field of education are there to fulfill and support that particular dream of all the billions of Indians to become a developed country. The education sector is opening up very fast. Please take advantage of this particular scenario which has been presented before you. Understand the possibilities which are there and take full advantage and make your education journey more enjoyable and more rewarding.
So this was it from our side. Stay connected with us to have some more knowledgeable sessions with us. We will meet you soon. If this is helpful to you, then share it with your friends. Give them the clarity of NEP. And if you have any sort of doubt, you can drop us a comment. We will get back to you. Thank you so much for being here with us.